All right, all right. Looks like we got sound. Just gonna do a quick double check here of the microphone. Yeah, looking good. Looking good, looking good. Everything is looking very good. Now, what I wanted to cover tonight, I want to look into the law a little bit with you guys because the situation of the law here in the USA is pretty unbelievable. You know, they don't teach you anything in school about the law. Um, they don't teach us really much of anything useful in school. But what they especially don't teach is law and finances, which is pretty strange considering that there's a saying here in the USA. Ignorantia juris non excusat, which means he who would be deceived, let him. If you don't know the law, we don't care. But they don't teach it to you, and even the experts don't know all the law because there is no complete list of all federal potential crimes that they might do or call you out on. There's something called UCC code, which is Uniform Commercial Code, which is the law of water that Jordan Maxwell talks about, and this is also federal law. Wait, here it says Uniform Commercial Code is a comprehensive set of laws governing commercial transactions, and it's not federal law. But some of them are federal. Some of the U.S. code is federal law, right? Is the UCC federal law or not? So where can you get documentation that actually tells you what the federal law freaking is? I know I've been thinking a little bit. It's like we all know how states work. We all know how the three branches of government work. But what we don't know is basically anything about how federal law and the FBI actually work. And what they even do. Like nobody really knows anything. Everything they do is a secret. We even know everything the CIA does and what they did. But the FBI, nothing. So federal law comes from the Constitution, which outlines federal law as the supreme law of the land, overriding state law where applicable. And Congress people are the ones that make the federal laws. Ooh, man, that is so weird and trippy. Why that happens? It's like a black hole it's like a black hole streaming inception. Very interesting. Anyway. I'll put on a little music for you guys while I do this, while we do some research together.
Morning, Pete. Coffee's on and your Uber's on its way.
So sorry.
I've been thinking.
No, you haven't. Alright. So what were we looking at just now? We were looking at, Code of Federal Regulations. That's kind of the thing I'm looking for here. Federal law is codified. Okay, so we are allowed... Here, I finally found something that actually might explain what federal law is. I mean, it's really easy to find state laws. You can just look them up on you know, basically anywhere. But I've been having a hell of a time trying to actually find like a book that talks about federal law. Right? So let's see. Like a great example that everyone knows about is how there's certain Schedule I drugs that are completely legal now, statewide, like marijuana. But officially, on a federal level, you're a complete criminal if you're a complete and total fucking criminal if you have any of it. None of this, I can't even understand any of that. So, oh, it's the Code of Federal Regulations. Oh, what's this? Act of 1996. Oh. Why does it only go back to 1996? Telecommunication. Unknown title. Yeah, it's like, it looks like federal law has somehow become like a Gordian knot of just a complete mess. Where there's just, they keep adding to it. But it's not really very organized. So here's the FDA. Title 21, Food and Drugs. And we all know that the FDA and the what's the organization that oversees doctors? The American Medical Association. They're always in communication with one another, right? Turns out the way the music industry and the prison industrial complex are in communication with one another. And there's a lot of artists that have been offed because they tried exposing this. You know, I think Tupac was one of those people that was trying to expose that they put really nasty lyrics in the music in order to get people to wind up in prison. You know, and I've seen, you know, I've really seen it with my own eyes. It's like even just hanging out and listening to the wrong people, you get influenced. It's not good to be around people that they're really either fucking stupid or they don't have your interest at heart. You know, if they see you while doing just a little bit better than them, they're gonna try to throw some freaking banana peels into your Mario Kart. You know. I've always been more, my style has always kind of been more to just focus on myself. You know, there's some advantages, I think, to something like a federal government where there is a unified sort of organization that runs everything, and you don't have like completely separate factions that are competing with one another. From what I understand, you know, with the USA being this big experiment, what they're doing is actually throwing opposite systems together. Here, you know, we have the faction thing going on, but then we also have the federal thing going on. And even in my own town, you know, where I currently live, you have a different township, like every 10 feet around here. You walk 10 blocks in one direction, you're in a different town with different jurisdiction. You go 10 blocks in another direction, you're in a different town with different jurisdiction. And that's actually a way of kind of corralling the citizenship in a sense, you know, because there isn't, you know, let's say that you have to travel 20 or 30 miles to do your business each day and you're passing through all these different jurisdictions. You might pass through 3 or 4 jurisdictions that they're not your local jurisdiction. And if anything, if you have any kind of an encounter there, your local jurisdiction can't even do anything for you. You know? But on a higher level, they're all very coordinated. Like within themselves. They're aware of each other and they work together. But as a citizen, you're forced to, you know, work with them individually. This is very interesting setup. Very interesting setup. And it's a setup. Yeah, it's a setup, alright. I'm 33 years old, and I have learned to see a setup for what it is. All right. In the U.S., I suppose, by the Department of Justice, ATF, U.S. Marshals, the Attorney General. Hmm. Securities and Exchange Commission, Environmental Protection Agency. So yeah, I mean, so from what I understand, the federal law system is, I mean, this is pretty much the highest level of agency itself in the USA. They oversee the most responsibilities, most likely out of any organization in the entire USA. It's interesting, in life there's kind of two ways to do better. One is to remove things, and then the other is to add things. You have creation and you have destruction, right? It's pretty much the two choices we have. And, that's the binary code of life. And of course, they're also one. In order to create, sometimes you have to destroy. And with everything that you destroy, something else is created. So they don't just so the feds don't just destroy. They don't just remove people and stick them in prisons. They also create. They run massive programs. I've never even heard of this. The Office of the Solicitor. As far as I know, solicitor is a word. You're like, no solicitors on your front door. Like, get those people out of here. But there's an Office of the Solicitor General, and he's right up there with the Attorney General and his two right and left hand people here. Appellate. Alright, whatever. I mean, these are the systems in place. These are the biggest systems in the country. Like, if our country was like a body, and you've got veins and arteries and capillaries and muscles and organs, the feds here, these guys, this is like the biggest arteries in the whole body, where the most information is passing through these channels. And they have the most agency and the most power. They have the most technology. And the most intense people, I think. I don't know what kind of people they have, honestly. I don't even know anyone who works for the family. Never met anyone who does, actually. Never even met someone who does. I've never even met somebody who works for the federal government. Regulatory body. That was the most. You're probably gonna say the FBI. Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs. Yeah, we have such a crazy history. From what I understand, back when the USA was just getting started in the Old West, you know, you had people rolling around in horses and buggies trying to get elected as president. And then, you know, they would roll from town to town handing out flyers and giving speeches and stuff. And then you would have someone else right behind them who, right after the first guy would leave town and move on to the next one, his competitor would roll up and just talk smack, you know, bribe people, hand out his flyers or whatever, and then roll on to the next town. And that was pretty much how it worked back then. Now we have, like, way more complicated systems. And it's much more of, like, kind of like it's still a popularity contest who gets to be president. And it's, you know, you're kind of, they're pre-selected. It's not like you're really picking the president yourself. You get a pre-selection of options. Congress is the body that makes federal laws. Right? Yeah, the legislative branch of the government. So they're the ones that draft the bills and federal laws. Yeah. Let's see. Wikipedia. No, I don't want to read that. Or instead of like, sorry, give us money, they're like, now we owe you information. No, we're not gonna skip. Oh, sorry. We're gonna skip right on past that and take a look at this article. So yeah, we elect people directly to go to Congress. Sorry, how long are people, how long people stay in Congress once elected? They serve 2-year terms? Yeah. Who's currently in Congress? Who are these people? I gotta say, I've not been a very good voter my whole life. I think I've voted twice in my life. And both times I felt kind of like I was kind of like, fuck about it. I don't even know what a district is. Oh, they serve in the House of Representatives. Oh, and now they sit in Congress. Oh, so these people, I guess, yeah, you move up over time, right? You start off in like some low level of government, and then you go to the Senate, and then you end up serving in Congress after a while. These people know how the system works and stuff. I don't know any of these people. It's like, seriously, who are these people? They really don't. So old. Like, dude, like, it's from 1940 over here. Great looking photo. Oh, what is this? Representative? So these are our representatives. So who's doing Congress? New York, California, Hawaii, Congressman of Hawaii, Oklahoma man. Oklahoma man gets a hand. He gets a painting. Dude from Oklahoma gets a painting as his profile photo here. That's pretty cool for him. That's kind of different. Create a little bit of creativity there. This guy gets to be number 1. They've got him as member number 1. James Abnor. South Dakota. Let's see. He's done some stuff. Here's a list of his stuff. Which... yeah, he had some... So yeah, these are people just with ideas, and you go and do them. Yeah. has a lower body, the House of Representatives. Oh, so Congress is the Senate and the House of Representatives together. I'm such a terrible American. I don't even know this stuff. Yeah. So the Senate, I know they serve 6 years at a time. I mean, they teach you this in school. They teach you about the three branches of government. But they don't teach you one bit of law. The fact of the matter is that our country is a mess. We have a school system that doesn't prepare anyone to be a citizen. It's like Frank Zappa said. School prepares you to be a functional ignoramus. And that's about it. Even college. I mean, my experience with college was, I mean, I treated it like an extension of high school. When it did not work out well for me, it was not worth the money. I'm glad I dropped out early though, because even if I had graduated, it turns out that what my school did was actually sell you like they would sell you out at the end of your graduation to go be an intern for free after paying all of this money. And then you would have a shot as an intern at an actual job somewhere in the major that I was taking. So for a long time, I felt guilty that I dropped out of college. But when I discovered that kind of recently, I was like, whoa, like, my intuition was on point. I dropped out, but even if I had pushed through, I wasn't looking at like getting something that I was paying for. It was just like you're just paying money to go to an intern farm in the program that I was in. If you're going to be like a doctor or a lawyer or something, then that's a much more secure and that's a much more secure field. But I was looking into entertainment. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend college to anyone unless you were going to go be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. Um, unless you were going to go do something in STEM. Like if you're going to do Broadway, don't go to college for it. Or do go to college, but go somewhere that's not going to, wreck your life financially, where you can, network and meet people and do plays and train and stuff. I sure loved acting when I was younger. I was in West Side Story in high school. And that was fun. God, it was fun. That was so fun. Anyway, back to the law. What I want to know is, how did you would think, how many police districts does New York City have? So they have 78 precincts. What about New York State? $11. So there's 11, 12 transit. Wait, so there's 78 in all of New York City, of all of New York State. And then as far as state troopers, there's 11 troops divided into 191 stations. So it's a very fascinating conspiracy theory to me that the music industry would work together with the industrial prison complex, because they make money on their prisoners, right? So what that means is that a lot of the time when people are brainwashed into, or they're basically railroaded either physically or psychologically through just through poverty or desperation, combined with they're listening to these lyrics where that's basically telling them to go rob a store. Um, the they're just walking. These people are just walking right into traps. It's a big trap. It's a psychological trap. Let's see. Let's see here.
But now the record companies is like stifling a brother. They trying to make it to whereas rap music is gonna be just propaganda. They telling you what to say. They telling you everything we got now, all that stuff we were saying before was cool because they didn't think nobody was listening. But now they know they listening. They stifling all that. You can't say what you want. You can't do what you want. You can't wear what you want. It's like, you know what I'm saying? They straight censoring us. So it's about to be about some street stuff. It's about to be about us. Meaning us that got black skin taking over our own destiny, because it's ours, and we can have this. If you ain't seen that from the riots, you ain't seen nothing. That was the uprising. That was us just letting these folks know. Any given time, we'll break them off something extremely proper. Big time. That's what we're trying to feel. And that's how it is. All this year is about in rap music is organizing. Everybody getting together, everybody knowing this how you do this how you do that, this how you aim, this how you game, all that. But now the record companies is
Man,
like
this is
stifling a brother.
this
They
is
trying to make
like
it
the
to
ultimate
whereas
attitude,
rap music
in
is
my
gonna be just
opinion.
propaganda. They telling you what to say. They telling you everything we got now, all that
He's
stuff we
a
were
he's a
saying before was cool,
100%
because
think
they
for
didn't think
yourself.
nobody was listening. But now they know they listening, they stifling all that. You can't say what you want, you can't do what you want, you can't wear what you want. It's like, you know what I'm saying? They straight censoring us. So it's about to be
It's
about
so
some street
it's
stuff.
so
It's about
rare
to
to
be
me.
about
There's
us.
basically no
Meaning
one
us
left like
that got
this.
black skin taking over our own destiny, because it's
Fucking
ours.
took him out. They took out Michael. They drove Michael Jackson crazy, dude. They drove him they drove him nuts, and then offed him.
I have no patience for anybody that doubts me. None at all. It's too hard out here. You know what I'm saying? If my people don't stand up for me, who is? I understand these white folks looking at me like that because they don't know me. They didn't hear keep your head up. That ain't no fluke. You know, keep your head up ain't no goddamn come up. I didn't do that for to be smiling in my face to say, oh, he's cool. I did that from my heart. So that if they do try to put a rape charge on me, my sisters could say he ain't about that. Now, if my sisters can't say that, you won't hear another keep your head up out my mouth. You understand me? I have no
Hmm. Hmm.
This game, you're not ready for it.
This world is such a and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful. You want to be like Trump. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Push, 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 push. Step, step, step. Crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like nobody ever stopped. Just I feel like instead of us just being like slavery's bad, slavery's bad whitey, bad whitey. I mean, all right, let's stop that. And everybody's smart enough to know that, I mean, we've been slighted and we want ours. And I don't mean by like ours, 40 acres and a mule, because we passed that. But we need help. I mean, for us to be on our own 2 feet, us meaning youth or us meaning black people, whatever you want to take it for us to be on our own 2 feet, we do need help. Because we have been here. We have been a good friend. If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there, and now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for. You know, you dressed up in jewels. Now America's got jewels, and they paid and everything, and they lending money to everybody except us. And it's like, everybody need a little help on their way to being, self-reliant. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing about the album, about the Special Olympics. Everybody need a little something and they to be independent. No independent person just grew up and was born independent. You worked and you learned teamwork and you learned cooperation and unity and struggle, and then you became independent. And we have to teach that and instill that. And why is it that they want to do that? I mean, if this is truly a melting pot in the country where we care about it and Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, then we really need to be like that. And it needs to be the black kids. If there's a white person who got money, then you need to help him. He need to help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids, whatever. But it needs to be real. And it need to be before we all die, and then you say, oh, I made a mistake. We should have gave them some money. We really should have helped these folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God make you punish. When God punishes you. Because I feel like, it's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic. That's just real. That is just stupid. There's no way Michael Jackson should have,
if he was around now, dude,
should have $1 million, $1 billion, and then there's people starving. There's no way.
Oh well, come
There's
on.
no
Dude.
way.
Michael Jackson
These
was
people should own
feeding.
planes and their
He
people
was.
don't have
He gave a lot of
houses,
his money away.
apartments, shacks, drawers, pants.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, if he was around now, dude, he'd be. What would he have to say? Good God. He'd really be upset now. If he could see what America has become. The 90s was. Well, there was. It's. I don't think that looking into the past is a great way to think. The more stuck in the past you are, the less actual agency and creativity you have to bring into the present moment. And I mean, I watch 80s movies, and I just think, when I was younger, I would think to myself, I was born in the wrong era. I used to think this to myself. It's like I was, like people who think they're born in the wrong body. I thought I was born in the wrong era. I literally thought for most of my life I should have been born in the 60s. I should have been a teenager in the 70s. Like that's where I was meant to be. Oh, but over time I stopped thinking that way and I realized like no, that's really stupid. You can't think like that. You gotta be present and you gotta be. You have to be here now. You have to be here now, otherwise you're not here now. And then you don't have enough force. You can't live like part of you is missing. You can't do that. And believe me, I know how it feels to live like part of you is missing. Now, what I want to look up next is check this out.
I had a crazy idea.
Oh my lord. Yeah, there we can't commercials in your face.
Big tech is building a dystopia proudly and in the open in a way I've never seen
Speaking
before. It
of
used to be tech companies would
how, we have a $40 million lotto with people starving in the streets. Look at the dystopia that's coming at us.
like they were trying to do a good thing for the world. Now they're just openly investing in hyper gamification products in order to squeeze every last dime out of you. Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, Covered, which was invested in by A16Z's Speedrun, and they say we disrupt personal finance through gamification, starting by letting people bet against their bills. Guys, you can now gamble on your credit card balance. If you're lucky enough and you win, you may get out of debt. If not, they're going to drive you further into it.
Welcome to Covered, where everyday finances become fun and rewarding. First, link your card through Plaid. Next, pick a transaction in game for a chance to win it back. It's a fun way to make money management feel more like a game and less like a chore.
I cannot even start to explain how gross and disgusting this is.
Neither.
This user puts it best and was retweeted by the official Covered account.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, gambling is that's the thing here in the United States. That's what we love. We love gambling and we love getting high and we love sex and rock and roll. That's what America's all about. Get in your sports car and drive over everyone else on your way to the top. That's the American way. And I think it sucks, honestly. I really have always thought it fucking sucked. Not that I'm not grateful and that I don't love my country and think that this place is just very beautiful in a lot of ways. I just think that greed, for a Christian nation, it's pretty much a total shit show here of greed and deception. So people say that we're a Christian nation, but we're not. Functionally, absolutely not. What it is like it's like a what I mean what America is like it's like a what's that movie with the alien with the genetic creature monster movie girl made in a lab. Yeah, I mean this is like this literally America is like a Frankenstein. That's literally what this place is. It's a Frankenstein creation of mishmash of everything you could ever think of from all over the world, and then they put stimulants in it and gave it coffee and super drugs. So we have these uh, systems of control. You know, the government agencies, the branches of government, and then we have super corporations like Google. And so it's not like any other like how do corporations work in a place like Russia? When I was living in Costa Rica, they don't even have a military. They really don't have, you know, that they have cities and they have government and just like everyone else. But it's all very light. It's really like kind of, you know, it's like what we would actually think of government as being, just kind of just it's pretty straightforward and simple. Um, no, yeah, yeah. It's so like so apparently like in Russia, the government itself actually has all the power. I mean, and Putin actually has all the power. It's like what he says goes, and he has control over everything. In America, we don't have that. We have just kind of like competition amongst the different factions. We don't have, as far as I can understand it, we don't have really a single ruling, like it's really a psychedelic Frankenstein's monster, because we do have the three branches of government, but they are lobbied by corporations that can at times nearly completely control the government. Really, the USA is just it's this experiment in like how much chaos can there be and the country stays together. That's really one of the questions that comes into my mind the more I learn about how everything works here. We love chaos. The USA encourages chaos, and it actually, you know, it really encourages like crime. It encourages crime. Uh, Crime is legal if you're I guess powerful enough. All right, let's switch gears. Let's switch gears and play a little music.